Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston, and once again today, CERN has released an onboard racing drone giving people a tour of CERN. Now, you never see General Electric releasing drone footage showing their jet propulsion, laboratories, their testing facilities, or anything like that, but you sure do see CERN an awful lot, because CERN wants people to pay attention to them, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have constant art festivals and creepy shows that show, time bending and breaking, so forth and so on. And for a strictly scientific facility, they wouldn't have so much religious artwork, statues, so forth and so on lying around. For instance, notice the large flock of sheep standing right there next to CERN. What a coincidence, you know what I mean? Because you always want to have livestock rummaging around right next to the Large Hadron Collider. I mean, how could a weasel or something like that shut the whole facility down if you didn't have animals running all over the place? I mean, it just makes perfect sense. Now, for those that don't understand that, that was sarcasm. But when I saw this video this morning pop up on CERN's YouTube channel, it reminded me of a very, very embattled quote that was allegedly made or not made by Stephen Hawking. This is a website called Two Paragraphs, and it's from 2015, September 24th, and it shows Mr. Hawking strapped to his chair. And the article says, in an effort to assuage a sector of the public that's concerned about the efforts of the unprecedented power being generated by the LHC, CERN is answering questions. One of its obstacles in putting people at ease is, ironically, famous physicist Stephen Hawking, who certainly supports the work being done at CERN. Hawking had written that the Higgs potential could destroy the universe and we wouldn't see it coming. People have mistakenly conflated Hawking's reference to the Higgs potential with the Higgs boson discovered. They are not the same. So this is what CERN had to say about it. Hawking was not discussing the work being done at LHC. Oh, okay. Well, at any rate, let's keep looking. Now, this was September 8th, 2014 at NBC. Stephen Hawking fears Higgs boson doomsday, and he's not alone. It says Hawking bet Gordon Kane $100 that physicists would not discover the Higgs boson. After losing that bet when physicists detected the particle in 2012, Hawking lamented the discovery, saying it made physics less interesting. Now, in the preface of his new collection of essays in literature called Starmus, the famous theoretical physicist is warning that the particle could one day be responsible for the destruction of the known universe. Hawking is not the only scientist who thinks so. The theory of a Higgs boson doomsday, where a quantum fluctuation creates a vacuum bubble that expands through space and wipes out the universe, has been around for a while. However, scientists don't think it could happen anytime soon. Okay, and this just keeps going on and on and on. You can find this stuff absolutely everywhere. Well, this is something else that I was working on, but I digress. Stephen Hawking predicts the end of the world in a book preface. God particle could wipe out the universe. Now, this just keeps going on and on. This is the ecumenical news. This was from a couple of days ago, it appears. Stephen Hawking predicts the end of the world in his book preface. The God particle could wipe it out. And they go on and on, back and forth, back and forth. But the one thing I can't help but notice is if CERN is indeed trying to tear the veil, and if they indeed don't want us to know about this, well, it's pretty easy, because pretty much everything that you're seeing this written up in, again, that's the wrong article, is owned by the elites. So the people that run this also run this. So if this news is getting out, it's not like Hawking's, oh my goodness, Stephen Hawking's he's tipped the card, he's shown our hand, he's letting people know what we don't want them to know. If they didn't want it to be known, they would simply just make sure no one heard about it. But it's actually the opposite of what they're doing. They're letting people know that this is what's going on. They want people. They need that fear. It's part of the entire system. They need a certain frequency to go on while they're doing all of this. If there was a frequency of prayer, if there was a frequency of love, if people were grounded in their religion and were not worried about anything, because who cares what happens? Who cares what happens? If the entire world ends, oh well, our human experience is over and we go back to the spiritual world where we come from. But they don't want people to know that. And as a matter of fact, the reason all of this is going on in the first place is because the elites, the pathetic little parasites that run this entire world, don't want to stand judgment. It's that simple. They can't go to heaven. They don't want to go to hell. So they want to make things, they want the golden age to come back here on this planet. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to tear the veil. They're trying to create the golden age all over again. Now, I watched a good video the other day where someone was talking about blood over intent. Now, I've told you guys a zillion times, maybe 5 times, blood over intent is nothing more than a satanic ritual. Now, I heard that somebody made a video saying I was bashing flat earthers. Blood over intent and flat earth are not tied together in eternity. Blood over intent is what a bunch of sad little people do that don't understand that the world is bigger than them, that humanity, being a human, is a temporary stop. We are spiritual beings. We are put here on this earth for a particular reason. It's whether to pay off us the wages of sin or whether to expand our horizons in the human form, something we cannot do in the spiritual. People doing blood over intent, if you're spilling your own blood, think about that. And then you're doing a ritual, but you don't think that's somehow a blood ritual, I do not know what to tell you. It's right there. It's not very well hidden, in my opinion. But if you go back over here to Hawking's, there was a good one I had right here. Where is it? Here we go. According to the Register, Hawking's Higgs boson is a big particle punisher, could destroy universe. Now, are we supposed to believe that this is Hawking's in a zero-G plane? Really? Seriously? Look at him smiling. The only problem is he's completely immobile. He can't move a muscle in his face. But now right here, he's floating through the atmosphere. They figured, hey, let's put a quadriplegic into a zero-G plane and let him bounce around for a little while. It's just absolutely ridiculous. This is just more nonsense. If space was real, if the Higgs boson was real, if Hawking's was real, and they were really going to destroy the universe, we'd never hear a word of it. But we do. It goes back and forth, and that is what it is. At any rate, Richie from Boston, like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.